Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to a Battle Royale, and we have got a huge battle tonight between two members of the VC, two people that appear regularly on the live stream. We have got Pet Sounds from Vinyl Dale, or Simon, and from SteviesVinylCupboard. We have got Quadrophenia, two really nice guys. Big contributors to the channel on a Thursday night. Both have come up with some good ideas that we have implicated. For a start, the new thumbnails for the live stream, that was Stevie's idea, and a great one at that. So, the Battle of the Giants today. I've been looking forward to this one. So, Simon has put in the Beach Boys and Pet Sounds. Now, he gets the home draw, so he goes first. Beach Boys, of course, formed in California in a place called Hawthorne in 1961. The original lineup consisted of brothers Brian, Dennis and Carl Wilson, their cousin Mike Love, and a friend, Al Jardine. They created this wonderful harmony sound. They drew their music from the older pop vocals of the 50s. Brian brought in the jazz elements, and the rest is history. And they're still sort of going today, which is pretty good. But the album that Simon likes is their 11th album, which was released May 16th, 1966, and it is the brilliant. Both of these albums are brilliant. Pet Sounds. So on here, we've got Al Jardine doing second tenor and baritone harmonies on the odd guitar. We've got Bruce Johnson second tenor and first tenor, Mike Love on bass and harmony vocals, Brian Wilson first tenor falsetto, Carl Wilson guitars and second tenor and that, Dennis Wilson baritone harmonies and the drums. We've got guests here. We've got Tony Asher on plucked piano strings, Steve Korhoff on the tambourine, Terry Melcher on tambourines, Marilyn Wilson additional vocals, and Tony, surname unknown, tambourine on Sloop John. Yeah, Tony, whoever you are. So, this album opens up with a classic song, Wouldn't It Be Nice? Uplifting, really strong track to open it. I love that little bit at the beginning, the do-de-do-de-do, boom, a word, you know, as it goes in. Absolutely brilliant start. Great track. What a way to start a really good album. Then we get You Still Believe in Me. Very gentle sound. Some lovely keyboards on this. The harmonies, you got a harpsichord sound on it. It's a really, really nice song from that uplifting start, and then we have a little bit of a rest, and then we go into That's Not Me. Some really good guitar on this. The percussion comes in, a really strong bass line. The wonderful harmonies again come in, and you've just got this really, really good song again. Track 4 is Don't Talk, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. I like the drums on this. I find it, drummers that keep this slow melodic drum must be harder than actually playing like this all the time. You've got to keep that tempo all the way through. Really strong song on this album. Then we have I'm Waiting for the Day, very quirky, happy, uplift feel. There's one thing about Beach Boys songs, they always give you a bit of lift, and this is one of them that does. So again, wonderful singing. It's got some real positive vibes on that one. Then we have an instrumental called Let's Go Away for a While. Now this is Brian Wilson bringing in that jazz element to the thing. There's some nice Hawaiian sort of guitar as well. It's the sort of thing that could have appeared in a spy movie from the 60s. Really nice track. One of the finest instrumentals that the Beach Boys did, I think. Then we have a very traditional song that the Beach Boys made their own, and it's Sloop John. Fantastic little track. Remember I talked about this on my favourite singles. We used to sing this at school. It's a great little round, and I've sung it in the pub. It's just a really good track. Everybody likes this. It's a really fun track. Good way to end side one, actually. Then side two, and it opens up with another classic from the Beach Boys, God Only Knows. Love this song myself. Very uplifting, very meaningful. It's all about real life. And that's what I like about it. We've all been there. All the things that are questioned on this song have been there. It's a lovely song. Great song and great singing. Then we have I Know There's an Answer. A good track. The quirky keyboards. It's not just about quirky vocals, it's quirky keyboards. It's just Beach Boys at their best. Musically, it is a really strong track. And up next, Here Today. What I like about this one, you've got this bass line that sort of goes all the way through it. The brass band. That's the key to this song. The brass band sound. Don't get the wonderful harmonies, but that's what it's all about. A little bit of saxophone thrown in there as well. Another really well put together track. Then we have I Just Wasn't Made for These Times. A really nice track, but what adds to it, that flute. It really adds to it, and I think this has got the best harmony vocals on the whole album. Terrific song. Then we get another instrumental, the title track, Pet Sounds. The keyboards are great on this. It's a nice tune, gets forgotten about, but it's a really good thing. One of the little gems. Got that somber feel to it as well. It's really good. And then we got Caroline No. Wonderful harmonies on this again. This is one of them tracks you have to listen to under the headphones to get the full appreciation of their wonderful singing. Absolutely killer. And that is the last track. To me, this is one of the great albums of the 60s. I mean, it doesn't have to be 100-mile-an-hour rock and roll to make a great album. It's got a good balance on here. We've got some really uplifting songs, some deep, meaningful songs, and it is just a classic album. No doubt about it. So, good luck, Simon. That is an absolute belter of an album. But you're up against some tough opponent now from Stevie's Vinyl Cupboard. He's a huge, as we know, he is a huge Who fan. Who, what can you say about the Who? A band formed in the 60s, 4 great musicians, a great writer, a fantastic drummer, great singer. It's just everything. This is the Who were just a great band, and Roger and Pete are still going out there doing the business. So the album which we're not surprised that Stevie's put in, is their 6th album. Quadrophenia was a film as well, pretty cool film, and this came out on the 26th of October 1973. Now this is the group's 3rd rock opera, the 2 being mini operas from the quick one, While Away, and Tommy. Now this is set, this rock opera, in Brighton and London in 1967, and it follows the story, of course, of Jimmy in search of self-worth and importance. So Apart from Keith Moon on drums, Roger Daltrey on vocals, Pete Townsend on the guitars, and John Entwistle on the bass, we have John Cole doing the news reader, and the piano on this is done by Chris Stanton. First track, I Am the Sea, sets the scene. Lots of sea noises. Very, very good. Setting the scene. I like albums that set scenes, and this sets the scene because it's all about the mods and rockers meeting up in Brighton. Da 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 da. Then we have a really great track. I love this track personally. The Real Me. Sublime drumming for Mr. Moon. Mr. Octopus himself. And what else you got in here? A classic John Entwistle bassline. Real strong track. One of my favourites on the album. Then we have this instrumental called Quadrophenia, which incorporates an orchestral piece, some great guitars. It's a really, really sort of overture. It's the only one way to describe it. I like this. I love rock and symphony orchestras playing together. Very, very good track. Then we have a great track called Cut My Hair. So you've got Pete doing the verses and Roger doing the chorus. Some great singing. They used to sing well together. I like this. I like the lyrics. I think it's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek track. Really strong track again. Then we have The Punk and The Godfather, which was entitled The Punk Meets The Godfather on the American version. So again, we've got Roger doing the verses and the chorus, Pete does the bridge, vocals. Great track. Really great riffs here from Pete. Classic Who. And then, of course, Mr. Cool at the back on the bass. And again, of course, Keith's all over the place in a good way, of course. Then the next track is called I'm One At Least. I like this. Solid track. Again, Mr. Moon on the money. Great little track. The Dirty Jobs. This is an interesting track. It's got a little bit of keyboard in it, which adds to it. You know, when they do put keyboard in their stuff, it really enhances the track, and it does on the Dirty Jobs. Then we got Helpless Dancer, which is in brackets Roger's theme, which includes the intro to The Kids Are Alright and My Generation. Clever. Get them put in here. It's a really good track. It's just bands weren't doing that, adding little bits of their old hits through the track. Very, very good. Up next, It's In My Head, one of the great songs on this album. We've got John Entwistle doing the singing the chorus. He's a good singer, and I like it when he sings on the songs. I love this song. It's just an absolute classic. Then we've got I've Had Enough. This belongs to the engine room of The Who. John and Keith. Tight as you couldn't get a tram ticket between these two. They were probably one of the best drum and bass combinations. Knew what each other was doing. You watch them on stage. Used to watch them on stage. They only had to look at each other, and they knew exactly where they were going. Great track. I mean, Pete and Roger are on fire, but this song does belong to Keith and John. Then we get 5:15. Great track. Piano, horns, rock music. Just fantastic. Sea and Sand. One of Roger's best vocals on this album. Absolutely dynamite vocal from Roger Daltrey. Then we get Drowned. more horns, some great guitar work from Pete Townsend. Really solid track. Really, you have to listen to this album at least once in your life under headphones. Then we have Bellboy, which is Keith's theme. This just shows what a good drummer Keith is. One of the best. One of the best in the world. One of the greatest drummers. Definitely in my top 10 drummers of all time is Mr. Moon. Then we get Dr. Jimmy, which is John's theme. It's an interesting track. Personally, I find it a little bit too long. But I mean, that's just a personal opinion. Don't take any of that into consideration when you're voting. I just find it a little bit long, and it does lose itself a little way. And the only like about it's got a little bit of Is It Me in it. That's clever again. I like that. Then we get The Rock, which is a nice instrumental piece. Great performance. Very underrated track, I think, The Rock is. Doesn't get enough love. And then the album ends up with Pete's theme, which is the classic Love Reign Over Me. A, it's one of the greats. B, it's one of my favourite Who songs. And it's a great song to end a great album. It's an amazing album from top to bottom. It's one of them albums you don't just put on for one track. You put it on and you play it all the way through. Great album, one of the classic films. I love the film. It's got some amazing performances in that film. But this album, again, it's truly one of the great albums of 1973. So there we are. There are two contenders today. They are both bands at the top of their game for these albums. This is going to be a tough one, I know. So all I'll say is good luck to both Stevie and Simon. I've got a funny feeling this either will be very close, or we may have our first panel shootout on this one, because there's not much between these. Different sound, different sort of music on each album, but collectively all great songs. So how do you vote? Right, voting on the community opens at 2 PM this afternoon, and it closes at midnight on Wednesday. Also, the poll in the live stream tonight will be open as soon as we go in, and it gets shut at 10 o'clock. So they're the only places you can vote. If you put your comment in, or that one's for me, it doesn't get counted. You've got to physically go and vote for these. Once again, thank you very much for all your votes so far. I think this one's going to be a big one as well. So good luck to both of you. You're both good friends now, and I wish you the very best of luck. Okay, that's all for this one. Next week, what have we got next week? I must check the thing. Next week's, I think, is another scorcher. So I've been doing other things, so I haven't. Where are we? Next week. Make sure we get the right week. I don't want you to... Next week we have got from Stephen Norris, Rainbow Rising. And from Pulsar, Close to the Edge. Yes. Oh, that one's going to be a good one as well. Two amazing albums. These ties are getting tough now. Okay, I'll be back very shortly, and it's Pick and Mix. And we're going to take a wander down the sidewalk this week, and we're going to have a look at the top 10 singles for the 16th of November 1956. So join me for that. Bye for now, and good luck, and get voting.